Hello everyone, my name is Антон Dudich, and today I'm going to be your English teacher. Our today's lesson will be devoted to a very pleasant and exciting topic, especially in this season. To guess the topic of our lesson, try to look out the window and remember what activities are very common during this season. Also, pay attention to what I'm wearing. We really do need sweaters to participate in the activities that we are going to discuss. Well, if you don't have any snow, then perhaps this short video may help you to guess the topic of today's lesson. Let's watch it. Yes, you're absolutely right. Today we're going to talk about winter sports. And first of all, I would like to ask you some questions. Do you like winter? Why? Why not? Okay, thank you. Are you fond of some winter sports? Which sport activities are you into and why? Well, thank you for sharing. Now let us look at the plan of our lesson. So, firstly, we are going to revise some existing popular winter sports and discuss them a bit. We'll also discuss what equipment we need for every of the sport activities that we'll be mentioning, and I'll also tell you some fun facts about each of the sport. Secondly, we will discuss Winter Olympics. Maybe some of you like to watch it and already know something, but it is still very exciting to talk about winter sports represented in the Winter Olympics. We'll learn a bit about the history of Winter Olympic Games and learn what sport activities are represented there. We'll also listen to a short listening task and learn some facts about Winter Olympic Games. And finally, we are going to discuss some popular winter sports in England. Trust me, there is something to discuss there. First of all, let us revise some existing winter sports. The task is rather simple. I will show you some pictures and you must tell me what's the name of the sport in it. So, look at picture number 1. Yes, perfect. This is skiing. Do you know that skiing was originally a form of transportation in the mountains of Europe before it became a sport? Fascinating, right? Okay, let us look at picture number 2. Good. This is skating or ice skating, right? Do you actually know that before skating became a sport, people used skates as a practical form of transportation? Thousands of years ago, residents in Finland strapped animal bones to their feet to glide across frozen lakes rather than walk around them. Okay, let's go to the next picture. This one is a bit more extreme. Yes, you're absolutely right. This is snowboarding. Do you know that the first snowboard was created in 1965 by a man called Sherman Poppen from Michigan? He actually created it by binding together two skis. Yeah, just that simple. Alright, what about this sport? Yes, this is figure skating. Do you actually know that many figure skaters lose their points because of their suits? Yeah, Judges can take a point if they consider a skater's costume to be too provocative or boring. Well, that sounds dangerously subjective, but the point is actually taken away only if multiple judges agree that the outfit is in poor taste. Okay, what about this one? Yeah, that is hockey or ice hockey. Good job. By the way, today's hockey pucks are шайбы in Russian. They are frozen before a game to prevent them from bouncing during play. Okay, good job, guys. But I think you understand that to take up the sports you need some equipment. Please, look at the list of equipment that we need for every of these sports. For example, for skiing, we need skis, лыжи, ski boots, лыжные ботинки, ski poles, лыжные палки, and ski bindings, or just bindings, крепления. And for ice skating and figure skating, we would need ice skates, коньки, or figure skates, фигурные коньки. And of course, you need some guards, защита. Protection is important in any sport, actually. Okay, let's move on. For snowboarding, of course, you need a snowboard. And a helmet, шлем. It is also very important. As for the hockey, you will definitely require a hockey stick, клюшка. Okay, hope you were able to memorize some of these words. And now I would like you to pause the video and think which of the sport we discussed you would like to try and why. And I will return in a second. Okay, thank you very much, guys. I really enjoyed your arguments. Alright, now I would like us to complete a small exercise in order to repeat all the sport activities and sport equipment that we've learned. Please, scan the QR code in front of you or follow the link in the description and complete this exercise. You will need to match the word with its translation and then push the tick in order to check your answers. Good job. I hope now you know a bit more about winter sports. And we can continue with our topic. Now, let's discuss some Winter Olympic sports. First of all, let's start with a brief history of Winter Olympic Games. The Winter Olympic Games is a major international multi-sport event held once every 4 years for sports practiced on snow and ice. The first Winter Olympic Games were held in France in 1924. The original 5 Winter Olympic sports were bobsleigh, curling, ice hockey, Nordic skiing, and skating. And later we will discuss most common Winter Olympic sports today. But at first I'm pretty sure that you already know some of them. Pause the video and try to name as many as possible, and then we'll see if you were right. Good job, everyone. Now let's look at the existing Winter Olympic sports. So let's see. First of all, there's ski jumping. You can see the translation in front of you as well. The challenge of this sport is to jump as far as possible from a trampoline, using skis, of course. Then there's figure skating, which we have already discussed, and you can see the translation once again. Then there's freestyle skiing. This is a very beautiful sport. In this sport, you need to perform tricks on the so-called ramp, of course on skis once again. And the translation is in front of you. Then there's snowboarding, which we have already discussed. Then there is alpine skiing, and there are several disciplines in this sport, but the key idea of each one is to slide from a mountain on skis, but with different conditions. Then there is curling. In this sport you need to push stones on a sheet of ice toward the target. Then there is cross-country skiing. In this discipline, sportsmen have to move across snow-covered terrain, and they aren't allowed to use any ski lifts or other forms of assistance, and they're just doing it as fast as possible. Then there's biathlon. The rules of biathlon are not very simple, but you need to have a good aim and endurance, vynoslivost, to practice this sport. Then there is bobsleigh. And it's a team sport, and it involves sliding down a narrow, twisting ice tracks in a gravity-powered sleigh. So basically this is a sort of an extreme analog of regular sledging, right? And then there are short track and speed skating. Not much to say about them. They both involve racing on skates, but with different distance. And now, I would like you to answer the following questions. Pause the video and answer. Would you like to try any of these sports? Why? Why not? Okay, thank you. Which of the sport activities we discussed do you think is the most exciting? The most dangerous? Why? Now I would like you to complete a listening task. Please scan the QR code or follow the link in the description. After you do that, you will see a quiz with several answer options. You need to choose only the correct one. Listen closely. And good luck. Well, now I will turn on the audio.
The Winter Olympics began in France in 1924. 16 countries competed, and since then the competition has grown internationally. In 2014, 88 countries were in the Russian Winter Olympics. Thailand, Brazil, and Kenya have sent teams to the Winter Olympics. That's surprising because they're countries with warm climates. Sometimes the winter weather can cause problems for the Olympics. In the Austrian Olympics, there wasn't enough snow, and in the Japanese Olympics, there was too much. When the Winter Olympics began in Russia, the organizers were worried that it might be warm. They decided to use snow machines. The huge machines worked all day and night to make new snow. Norway is the country that has won the most gold medals. The oldest winner is the ski jumper Anders Haugen. He competed in the first Winter Olympics in 1924. At the time, there was a mistake with his result. The mistake was discovered 50 years later. When he finally received his medal, he was 83 years old. The Winter Olympics began in France in 1924. 16 countries competed, and since then the competition has grown internationally. In 2014, 88 countries were in the Russian Winter Olympics. Thailand, Brazil, and Kenya have sent teams to the Winter Olympics. That's surprising because they're countries with warm climates. Sometimes the winter weather can cause problems for the Olympics. In the Austrian Olympics, there wasn't enough snow, and in the Japanese Olympics, there was too much. When the Winter Olympics began in Russia, the organizers were worried that it might be warm. They decided to use snow machines. The huge machines worked all day and night to make new snow. Norway is the country that has won the most gold medals. The oldest winner is the ski jumper Anders Haugen. He competed in the first Winter Olympics in 1924. At the time, there was a mistake with his result. The mistake was discovered 50 years later. when he finally received his medal. He was 83 years old.
Okay, well, I hope you've enjoyed this task and learned something new about the Olympic Games. Well, and also that you were able to complete the quiz. And now, let's move on to the next part of our lesson, which will involve popular winter activities in Great Britain. So, before we move on, I would like you to think for a second. Maybe you already know some of them. And if not, that is not a problem, as we are going to discuss them right now. Okay, so first of all, there goes tobogganing. Well, looking at the picture, you may think that it's not really a sport, but it is actually quite dangerous, and there are also toboggan races held in Chatham Snow Sports Centre in Kent, which is in Great Britain. And there's the longest toboggan run, which is approximately 750 meters in the UK. And also there works a team of professional instructors that will teach you and prevent you from damaging yourself. So it's actually very exciting. Then there's a sport called snow walking. Okay, you may think that it's just hiking through snow in special snowshoes. Well, it actually is, but it is much more challenging than you might think. In fact, an average person burns around 264 calories in 30 minutes while doing snow walking. So you need to be quite strong to do that. Then there's, of course, curling. Curling is a very popular sport in Great Britain, and the reason for it is that it originated in Scotland, so it was only a matter of time until this game of precision, strength, fitness, and of course fun traveled across the whole UK. Okay, now that you know about some quite unique popular sport activities in England, I would like you to answer some questions. What winter sport activities do you think are popular in your country? Why? That's an interesting opinion. Thank you very much. And now let's do another task. So I would like you to make a dialogue. The task is in the slide. So your friend is considering to get into some winter sports, but he doesn't know what suits him best. Ask about his or her preferences and suggest the best sport activity for your partner. Well, try to remember everything we discussed today, and pause the video when you are finished. Okay, thank you very much. It was very interesting. And now let's sum up everything that we have learned today. To do that, let's complete the sentences in front of you. Well, try your best, guys. Say, today I've learned something. Oh, that was difficult for me. Or it surprised me. Or I understood that. Well, thank you very much, guys, for your active work. And I hope to see you in the next class. Good luck and thank you for the lesson. Далее следует комментарий по поводу адаптации данного урока для обучающихся с ОВЗ, а конкретно для обучающихся с задержкой психического развития. Данные обучающиеся характеризуются более низким по сравнению со сверстниками уровнем развития мышления, памяти, внимания, восприятия и речи. И данный урок можно адаптировать для таких учащихся при соблюдении следующих условий. Учителю необходимо будет увеличить время выполнения каждого из заданий. Также при необходимости можно увеличить количество попыток на выполнение заданий. Стоит избегать сложной лексики, и также, вероятно, стоит уменьшить объем лексического материала. При выполнении задания с аудированием, если возникают проблемы, учителю предлагается заменить данное задание на работу с текстом. Для этого будет в описании прикреплена ссылка на файл с расшифровкой аудиоматериала, и при этом само задание к аудированию составлено в формате викторины, что в целом позволяет снизить трудности выполнения для учащихся с ЗПР. И также, вероятно, стоит исключить задание на мэтчинг, так как его структура довольно сложна будет для учащихся с недостаточной концентрацией внимания. Вместо этого предлагается при изучении лексики больше времени уделить пониманию лексики на слух и также с помощью иллюстраций. На этом все. Спасибо большое за внимание.